Hi all, I am back with my part 2 presentation of design thinking. A quick recap of my previous presentation where we first understood why we need design thinking as it generates solutions that are innovative, not just incremental. So it has been adopted by wide spectrum of industry segment and can be applied to solve a wide variety of business and social challenges. Then we understood the definition of design thinking, that is, it is a process for creative problem solving that includes empathy, human centered approach, ideation, and experimentation for meeting business requirements. Now, let's deep dive in detail the 5 action phases with the understanding of required mindset given by Stanford D. School. The first is empathize, also known with the other names discover, research, understand, observe, means to learn about people and the context of the problem. And this action phase goes with the mindset focus on human values. As when we think about design thinking, the first word that comes in mind is human. For example, what's a human need behind a particular business need? So empathy is at the heart of design thinking for designing meaningful and impactful solution or product, services or improved processes for the end users. So it is a discover and divergent phase focusing on empathetic ethnographic research using some of the methods shown such as field interviews, shadowing, observation, where the team works together to uncover meaningful insights about people in order to fully understand their behaviors, motivation, experience, and their needs. In other words, you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes, understanding their unsaid needs, and these insights combined with client market industry research, that is analytical data, help us to frame or reframe the problem better. That is combining both creative and analytical way of problem solving. Some of the popular methods used for this phase are observing, interviewing, meeting users, asking the right questions, and documenting or mapping them using some of the popular tools like personas and empathy map. One of such empathy map shown in the slide, capturing our understanding and the observation about users, their beliefs, their emotions, which gives us synthesizing our observation and draw unexpected insights. So now moving on to the next phase, which is define or describe. Basically, that is synthesizing the learning from the empathize phase and point of view. And this goes with the action, with mindset, craft clarity. Basically, to understand the real problem and reframe it in such a way that gives clarity for finding solution, making problem definition meaningful and actionable. The design thinker will focus on solving, like understand what is the problem we are going to solve and other parameters like for whom we are solving and what are the value provision, etc. In this process, we have to make sense of what we have learned, identify the patterns, find meaning, and develop a point of view. Also, in this phase, design thinkers start laying the foundation for technical architecture and the business requirement by translating finding into something actionable. Some of the popular methods and tools which can be used for this phase are customer journey map, why-how laddering, and why-how laddering is the most popular method, which is also called creative problem reframing by asking right critical questions in how might we form while conducting workshops, meetings with relevant stakeholders associated with the discovery of problem. One of such why-how laddering is shown in the slide, where why will typically answer question around why there is a need to solve a particular problem or a symptom, and how will help us to provide solution in multiple ways. These tools help us, the participants, of finding the problem, getting more closer to the actual problem. So moving to the third action phase, that is ideate, that is to explore, ideas and solution, ideation is a critical and the most celebrated phase of design thinking process. We will be challenged to think out of box and brainstorm a variety of ideas. While brainstorming or ideation, we have to suspend all kinds of judgment and build on others' ideas. No idea is too far-fetched, no one's ideas gets rejected, as quantity of ideas are encouraged. And this phase goes with the mindset of radical collaboration, means a diverse group of people as designing a solution requires knowledge and ideas from all perspectives. So a diverse team can generate 100 ideas in a single session. Team will encourage to be a dreamers of possibilities and visionaries of future. Ideation is done in two phases. Divergent thinking for creating choices and convergent thinking for making choices. And for using some of the popular method like brainstorming, clustering, dot voting as shown in the slide, ideation brainstorming needs to happen in two steps: individual divergent way and group convergent way. While doing ideation, participants are asked to post their ideas on the whiteboard using post-its. This activity is very critical since it can help others to build on the ideas posted by other participants and encourage them to post as many as ideas so that they can in a given time frame. The second step is clustering. Post ideation, we ask the participant to cluster their ideas in various ways to see if there are any relationship patterns between them. And then using voting, these categories to choose the best set of ideas. So throughout the ideation phase, the most viable ideas are explored in depth through rapid prototyping. And this, of course, this phase has to be executed with the mindset show, don't tell, basically visual communication using sketches, drawings, and colorful posters. As we are able to visualize something, when we visualize something, it will greatly improve our understanding of it. Okay, so summarizing this critical phase, explore more options. The more the ideas we have, the greater the chance to identify a good solution to a problem. We will be in position to make good decisions when we have explored all the options, build on ideas from diverse experience. Now the next phase is prototype, which goes with the mindset, embrace experiment, and of course the next phase is test phase, bias towards action. Taking the prototype phase or visualize phase, prototyping is a rough and rapid portion of design thinking process. A prototype can be a paper model, storyboard, wireframe, role play, etc. Any way which allows quickly visualize and identify best solution among several concepts. A design thinking mindset is more about doing than thinking, because having ideas is a great thing, but if we fail to translate them into something tangible which other can see, touch, and feel, experience, we might not be able to get meaningful feedback that help us to validate our raw assumption and make tangible progress. So as design thinker, we are more like thinking with hands than usual think of mind alone. So here we learn to experiment, and it's better to fail early and often. And a popular saying that 1,000 words and a prototype paints 1,000 pictures. One popular design tool used for visualizing website development, which is shown in the slide, is called wireframe. It is a visualization tool for presenting proposed function, structure, and content of the web page or website. And now coming to the last and very important action phase of design thinking is test, that is review and adapt. This is an iterative part of design thinking process that provide us feedback based on rigorous testing of prototyping. The purpose of testing is to learn what works, what does not, and then reiterate. That means going back to our prototype and modifying it based on the feedback from the users. Testing ensures that we come back to essential core of design thinking, that is empathy for users and the designing for their needs. In this last slide, you can get a quick glimpse of all 5 action phases with the respective mindsets, methods, and tools. To learn more about this method and tools in detail, you can contact me info@edgisatva.com. Thank you. Have a nice day.